You see this right here?
That's an ugly ass penny. Where did you find that?
Okay, to be fair, it is a dirty, dingy penny. That is exactly what I am holding. I had a nice shiny penny picked out in my car that I forgot to bring along with me on the very short walk into the studio. And then I started rummaging through my purse, my merce, and I first found a dime and I was like, well, this is not going to replace what I need, which is a penny. And then I found this little dirty, dingy Abe Lincoln to say, this is not our future.
It isn't.
It is just a relic of the past, according to Donald Trump last week.
Yes, that is the Kanye West of coins. It is canceled.
So we'll never be able to say a penny earned is a penny.
No, a penny saved is a penny earned.
A penny saved is a penny earned.
Yeah.
No
I mean,
more.
A penny saved gets you fucking nothing.
Well, the reason it gets you nothing is because we're living in a world where there's over 700 billionaires.
Wow. That's a lot of billionaires.
In 1980, there were only 13 billionaires.
Wow.
In 1987, do you know who was our president during that time?
I do, because it was Ronald Reagan.
And Ronald Reagan was really the rise of the billionaire class. Are we surprised, considering he is very much akin to our current president today?
Yes, Reaganomics was crazy.
All that trickled down.
I see what you're saying.
All of that trickling down just led to this penny right here becoming extinct. But between 1980, when we had 13 billionaires, 1987, we had 44 billionaires.
Okay, so it
quadrupled almost. Mm-hmm. All to say that we're living in a time where, of course, you can't buy anything with a penny because everything is inflated. Mm-hmm. Everything is for those who have hoarded resources. Mm-hmm. And us at the bottom, we are just going to become extinct like this penny if we continue to live in a world where we don't bully, where we don't ostracize, and where we don't come for billionaires who we have paid to become rich.
Okay, so one of the things that I find really, really fascinating about today's climate in a post-Zohran Mamdani win is that it feels like enough people are finally on message to be like, we don't fuck with billionaires. And that feels really, really good.
But not enough, because why are you all out here asking for Rihanna? I want R9, I want R9, I want R9. You want to know what I want from Rihanna? For her to donate some money.
Exactly. Stop hoarding her wealth.
Like Bezos' ex, who's literally giving up every single dime and gave just, I think, $100 million to HBCUs.
Yes, she is a friend to HBCUs. I feel like every year Mackenzie Scott gives a fair amount of money to Black colleges. She's like one of those, I mean, you never want to call a billionaire a hero, but she's actually like putting her money where her mouth is. She understands that her money grows exponentially every single day, every single hour. And she's like, I don't need this money. And she gives it away. I think that like, we are at the precipice of something really monumental as a country. I think that your generation is leading the charge in the Eat the Rich movement. And like I said, I think that in the post-Zohran Mamdani world, where people who are living in one of the richest cities in one of the richest countries, that they're like, I can't afford to live. I can't afford to pay rent.
No, I was going to live in New York this year. I lasted 60 days because I learned that $3,000 a month is the average price of a studio in New York across pretty much all boroughs. $3,000. And what that's getting you in most places is a mini fridge and a 2 stovetop burner.
That's not okay.
On a 7th floor walk up. And I am the middle class.
Yes. You are a person who makes a very decent living. Like, for someone like you to have to live in a place, a 7-story walk up with a mini fridge, imagine people who are on a much lower income. How are they surviving?
I have no idea. That is where it changed my brain chemistry to realize that like people who are privileged in New York are almost cosplaying poor, because it's like, how much money do you need to have to even look like to have a comfortable living in New York City?
It was really interesting. Earlier this last month, Cardi B, her new album dropped. And
I loved when she was like on the train peddling it, acting as if she was like a New Yorker who was like trying to sell her mixtape.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But she came out with a video and she was like, y'all, I'm so sorry. Like, I am so disconnected from reality. I didn't realize how much it costs to live in the fucking Bronx. She's like, the Bronx, not even like Manhattan, let alone the upper echelons of Manhattan. Fuck my album. Do not buy my album. Pay your rent.
No, it is just really dire out here in terms of cost of living, and wages aren't going up. In fact, Walgreens employees do not show up and work the holiday season. They took away holiday pay.
No.
My first job ever was at a Walgreens. I was 16. I literally was told by my manager that someone shit all over the bathroom and they wanted me to clean it up. And I said, even then, I said, I do not get paid enough for that. Good luck.
You said, I'm not the one or the two, bitch. Oh my God. But you're saying they took... How is that legal?
Apparently a private equity firm bought them or something like that. I don't know how it's legal. But in Trump's America, it's not going to be overturned. And
wow.
I really am saying this to every Walgreens employee out there. Actually, any hourly employee who is no longer making holiday pay, if that is the case, do not show up. Like, there is strength in numbers. They cannot replace all of you the next day.
Exactly.
They won't know what to do. What they will do is... Well, this is the thing. I can't even tell you all this. This is a lie because people still need the paycheck. That's the problem. That's how bad it is.
There is strength in numbers, though. Like, if a local Walgreens decided, the employees of a local Walgreens decided, this is not okay, and all of them decided we're not working, I mean, they'd have to close for the day. But I do understand that fear. Like, I mean, I used to work in public media, okay? Mm-hmm. I used to work for a very popular economic show called Marketplace. Shout out to Kai Rizdal. And...
Is that the host of Marketplace?
It is.
Okay.
Shout out to David Brancaccio.
Who's that, the co-host?
No, he's the host of Marketplace Morning. Both some OGs in the economic radio game. But I was part of and helped lead the unionizing of Marketplace. And it was really, really scary. Like, to live in a country where unionization is legal, it is illegal to suppress unionization efforts. We were literally on secret Zooms, on Signal chats, like talking about how we were going to figure out who was going to support the unionization effort and who was going to be our op and how do we keep it quiet so that the ops don't run it up the chain. Like, it's
you guys were like in Tiananmen Square, like on some...
It was really, really scary because going back to what all of this is about, we all need these jobs. And if you lose your job, your life is so precarious. Like, I don't even know what would happen if I lost my job. It's really scary. Yet billionaires stay winning out here.
Because their money is just making more. And what you said about Mackenzie Scott, it's making more and more money every single day without them having to do a thing. Meanwhile, everyone else is living paycheck to paycheck. Of course, their money can't make money because their money is just there to make ends meet.
They can't even save. Like, I remember when I wasn't making a good living, I would put money in savings, and baby, that was a wish. Because it's like I would put it in savings knowing I was going to have to dip into that savings.
No, literally, even as a child, I had this book, which it made me think about this penny. It was like a storybook, essentially, but it had slots for coins, and the story was like, if you save all of the coins on this page, you'll have $5. If you save all of the coins on this page, you'll have $10. And basically by the end of the story, I think you had like $100 or whatever. And it was like with quarters and pennies or whatever. It might have not been $100, but you catch my drift.
I did.
I'm the type of person, I've always been the type of person where I'm like, oh, but I'm craving that water ice, and all I have is 8 quarters in that storybook. I've got to go break into my savings.
You have to break into the savings. And that is just the reality for way too many Americans. And what's crazier to me than billionaires existing is the American mindset, especially conservative mindset, where they're like, not only is that okay, but also like, we should promote this because that could be you one day. It's never gonna be you, boo.
No, nor should that be aspirational.
No.
Like, we need to be teaching people that being a billionaire, like I said, is embarrassing because it's like, you are hoarding resources. You're not like investing in your community. You're not making the world any better.
There's this billionaire, and I don't even know why I'm bringing it up, but I'm going to bring it up even though I don't know the full details. But there is this billionaire. Oh, he created some software, something to do with computers. But I do know that he's Icelandic. And he lived in the U.S., helped to develop this computer software.
Icelandic blonde or Icelandic looking like Bjork?
Neither. Icelandic looking like a lumberjack. But he moved back to Iceland because Iceland has such a high tax rate for millionaires and billionaires. And he specifically wanted his money to go to society, the society that made him.
Okay, well, the reason why there weren't many billionaires in the year 1980 or before that, predating that, remember, 1980, there were only 13 billionaires, is when people gained money, like the Rockefellers. Think about how New York benefited from the Rockefeller Center. Like, it was known that if you were a family of wealth, that you were putting that wealth back into the city or back into your community, back into opera houses, back into, the railroad. People, that is how Pittsburgh became Pittsburgh. Like, people invested, the people who were making money off of the workers of that city put money directly back into the hub. That is no longer the case.
Yeah, and it's...
Think about what San Francisco would look like if Silicon Valley was pumping money directly back into the city, where homelessness is...
so high. And it skyrocketed during the tech boom, when all of that money was being made,
because trickle-down economics...
It's not real.
It's not real.
Yeah, I wish we lived in a society that cared about its people. I wish we lived in a society where people, their first inclination isn't, why should I feed your child? Well, you should feed my child and I should feed your child because, one, we're part of a society. But two, if you want to be selfish about it, the reason why you should feed other people's children is because a hungry child is less likely to break into your home and steal your shit. Because people, they do bad shit out of desperation. So if a child has food, if they have an education, if they have opportunity and they have a reason to hope and dream, they're less likely to fuck with you. So if you need to come from it from a selfish place, why don't you think about it from there?
Let it be said, Martin Luther King did not have a dream for all of this to be going down the way it is.
Exactly.
And also, I just want to say, as we segue from this penny talk, that Abe Lincoln, he has a place on 2 of our monies.
Oh, he does?
The penny and the $5 bill. Meanwhile, still don't have Harriet Tubman on $1.
Where's our Tubmans?
Where are our Tubmans? You mentioned Mom Donnie, who I think is going to be our real hope moving forward. Not him as a person. I don't think we should put any stock in one politician.
Absolutely not.
But the idea of a grassroots movement and the fact that it's a people-funded campaign. Recently, I learned that Jack Schlossberg, JFK's only grandson, who is known for largely being kind of a nuisance online in a way that I typically enjoyed, is now going to be running for the House of Representatives, I think from like some district in New York. And it's all fun and games with like people like Jack Schlossberg when like they're doing ballet classes or, you know, they're just like ranting and raving on their stories and being goofy, especially with their family legacy. It's another thing when they actually get into politics, because I'm just like, oh my God, this is not what we need. Like, be a consultant. Like, use your family resources to actually, like, lift somebody up who understands what their community needs. Because it's not that I don't think that you aren't well-intentioned, but, like, your lived experience is so vastly different than what this country is currently experiencing, that like you just need to see yourself out and continue to rant and rave and take ballet classes, because like that's all I wanted from you other than to suck on your big schnoz.
That is not what I thought you were going to say you want to suck on. I am so with you with this. Like, I think that the days of political dynasties, it's dead and it needs to stay dead. We already have a current Kennedy in office and he is the worst. Now, I realize that Jack Schlossberg does not inhabit those same politics. And
he bullies him. So, and that's what he's good for. That's what he's good for.
Yes.
Stay bullying
your uncle.
Your uncle.
Yes, or your great uncle. But I just don't need Jack Schlossberg to be actually in politics. Like, what I need people who have real lived experience, who understands what poor people in the Bronx are going through.
Cardi B, I'd vote for Cardi B at this point.
Over Jack Schlossberg.
Over Jack Schlossberg.
A million times over. A million, because what I want someone who can speak to me. Jack Schlossberg, you're a good-looking white dude who's been rich your whole life and you're part of a dynasty. I don't need that in my life, in my politicians.
No.
But, I mean, like you said, like, if he wants to consult, if he wants to take his knowledge that he got from his family and, like, make $1 out of that, like, I'm all good with that if he's doing it for the right reasons, but...
Or I need him for the next 365 days instead of worrying about his future campaign to say, release the Epstein emails.
Okay.
With Marjorie Taylor Greene.
How old is Jack Schlossberg? Do you know?
He is, I think, 32 or around there.
Okay. He is in that young millennial cohort where he could be so online.
He is so online.
He could be, yes. He should be doing what he's been doing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Stay doing what you're doing. Some people, like, can't be comfortable with where they're at.
No.
They, like...
You.
But with him, it's like, what you're doing is just right. It's enough.
It's enough, right? Like, no, not to bring that into space. But you did bring Marjorie Taylor Greene into this space.
Who's starting to sound like she's making sense.
I think that Marjorie Taylor Greene was visited by 3 ghosts.
Prior to the Christmas season?
Yes, because what happened to her?
She went on The View and like...
Something happened to her. My girl...
Whoopi knocked some sense into her.
She, this weekend, on Sunday, went on the shows and she issued an apology for her toxic political rhetoric and vowed to not do that anymore. And the guy on CNN asked her, like, is it a little bit too late? Because are you only doing this because Trump is coming for you and you're getting the full weight of his followers? He called her a traitor.
And he called her like wacky, or so he used some type of word like kooky, wacky, weirdo, whatever.
But the thing is like, she says that him calling her a traitor specifically is putting her life in danger. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I think that that's probably true because Trump's followers are fucking nuts.
I mean, his followers ultimately created an insurrection around his false claims.
Exactly. So I think that calling her a traitor does put her life in danger, but is it too little too late? Like when she was coming for a Black congresswoman and talking about her eyelashes and her hair, and in return, Jasmine Crockett created the most iconic alliteration of our lifetimes, bleach blonde, bad built, butch body.
Jasmine Crockett is someone who she is doing the right things. She's saying the right things for me, but I need her also off the floor of Congress and right into the TV screens as a Real Housewife of Atlanta. Imagine Jasmine Crockett's confessionals.
Oh my God. They need to, if they ever do Real Housewives of Dallas, sign Jasmine Crockett.
They did, but it was with no black women, so that's where they went wrong. And
that's a flop.
The moment they put an Asian woman on it, it got canceled.
Oh God.
Because it was just a bunch of racist ladies.
Well, Dallas do be Dallasin. I'm a Dallasite. So but yeah, I am a person famously who does not forgive. So here's my personality. It takes a lot to make me truly mad. Like, I get annoyed all the time, but you really have to push me to be like, I'm not fucking with you anymore. But once I'm there, it's really hard to bring me back over the line in forgiving and being like, no, you know what? I'm going to give this person another chance. I'm going to fuck with them again. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a bridge too far for me. Like, she really showed her ass. And while I welcome her into the coalition and I'm glad there was something that could bring her to the right side of history, I'm sad that it took the Epstein files for her to come to the right side of history. I don't trust her.
No, I mean, for sure, this isn't a person who I'm joining their fan club by any means. I'm not going to be buying Marjorie Taylor Greene merch in the future. But what it is showing is, I think, like, let's take it outside of her. There is a shift in the MAGA base. And
for sure,
that, along with the Mamdani win, is like giving me hope.
Oh my God, I feel alive. Like, the night that Mamdani won, we were on the phone and I'm like screaming, he won! Like, he won like right after the polls closed.
As Los Angelinos, no less.
Yeah. We're unaffected, but all of this gives me hope. There definitely feels like there's a shift in the universe and that there's a crack among the MAGAs. And it seems like the thing that really is doing it is, one, what we were talking about before, the economy, right? Things are too expensive.
It's the two E's, the economy and the Epstein emails.
Let's talk about the Epstein emails.
Okay, you have to tell me what's going on, because all I'm seeing online is that Donald Trump, in these Epstein emails, apparently gave Bill Clinton head, dome, whatever you want to call it.
Top. Cap. Yeah. So it came out over the weekend that one of the emails mentioned Donald Trump giving head to Bubba. Now, Bubba is famously Bill Clinton's nickname.
And that was his name given to him when he was a little thickums, right?
A little thickums out of Arkansas.
And he used to be frequenting the McDonald's in D.C. and people would capture that. And
yes.
Right?
Okay, wait. What year were you born? I mean, I know, but tell the audience.
1996. So I didn't live through any of this. I just went to school in D.C. and have, I think, like a stronger understanding of the political history in this country, probably from the year of like 1996 on.
Okay. Let me take you back to 1996. 1996, Bill Clinton was Obama before Obama. Okay. So he gave people hope when he won because, one, he was very, for that time, progressive. Now, looking back, he was like a little bit liberal conservative, right?
And he was so progressive that he married a lesbian.
Oh my God. Yes. So he suffered a heart attack, or he had like a heart event. I think he had a heart event, like not truly a heart attack, but like something's brewing in there. You need to take care of yourself. So he lost a shit ton of weight. He would be running around DC jogging in his teeny tiny short shorts. But like, one of the things that was really hard for him to give up was the McDonald's. So in that way, he's very much like Trump. They love some Mickey D's.
They do. I forgot Trump be eating McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's omakase.
Famously, his nickname is Bubba. So it came out over the weekend that Trump was giving dome to somebody named Bubba. Well, Epstein's brother very quickly on Sunday night, I think, was like, Mark Epstein was like, Bubba is not Bill Clinton.
Oh.
Yes, but what we learned is
I don't like this development. I wish it just stayed a mystery.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You might like the development.
Okay.
We found out subsequently that Ghislaine Maxwell had a horse named Bubba.
No. Oh my God. My heart is sinking. Oh my God. Also, I just read Paris Hilton had to issue a statement that she never met that woman because apparently there was a news report that she was being scouted to be
one of his girls.
Yes.
Yeah. So someone wrote a book and said that he was like an acquaintance of Paris Hilton and an acquaintance of Ghislaine Maxwell, and that Ghislaine Maxwell was like, oh, who's that? She's gorgeous. And he's like, that's Paris Hilton. And that she was like, she would be perfect for Jeffrey, which I'm just like, y'all really, I mean, nothing would surprise me anymore. Like, y'all really gonna be scouting a famous millionaire, like the heiress to the Hilton estate? But honestly, after Paris Hilton came out and said that she was put into that boarding school, nothing shocks me anymore.
With the Epstein files, I will say, I'm really proud of Americans for having a prison mentality to be like, fuck a pedophile.
Absolutely.
Get him.
Yes, but not enough people, because although this is one of the things that's causing the crack in MAGA, you heard what Megyn Kelly said, right?
No, she does. You want to know something? Megyn Kelly has never come across my algorithm. I don't know what this says about me. Candace Owens comes across it a lot.
The wrong Candace to be coming across your algorithm. This is the right Candace.
My other black Candace in my life.
And we spell it the same way too.
I know, that's crazy.
No, so Megyn Kelly came out late last week and gave like a gymnastics answer about, well,
like twisting herself into a knot.
And she got dragged. She was like, there's a difference between liking 8-year-old girls and liking 14, 15-year-old girls.
What?
Yeah.
Ew, that yet again, just like similarly to when you told me about the horse and the bestiality, like same guttural feeling. Like,
she has
gross.
a 14-year-old daughter too.
That is so gross. Like, I honestly think that people with like even just like age gap relationships when you're an adult sometimes, like that doesn't sit right with my spirit.
Yeah, I know. So it's like, if you are having to contort yourself to make excuses for Donald Trump, you need to look in the fucking mirror. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Also, like, she is someone who's such a sycophant because she used to be one of the people who was against him.
She was moderating one of those first debates with him and Hillary Clinton, and he made an innuendo towards her that basically was saying that she was on her period because she had an attitude.
I was an intern at NBC when Megyn Kelly did the crossover, and I was working the State of the Union, and it was at the time where Lester Holt was doing nightly news, Savannah Guthrie was in the mix. I forget who else was there, but those were the two major players from at least the Today Show and their nightly news program. And then Megyn Kelly was in the mix. Megyn Kelly was like truly the outlier. Like no one messed with her. Like she was ostracized in her own room. I think that like they spent millions upon millions of dollars for her NBC, and I don't even think she lasted a full year.
Oh, I remember that.
She didn't last even a full year.
Yeah. They had to let her go because of the Black Santa thing. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes.
She made a big deal about Santa being like having a Black Santa. She went on this whole thing about Santa being a historical figure and that he's white. And it's like, girl, the man is not real.
What she really needs to focus on is putting the Christ back in Christmas, and then she'll realize that she's praying to a brown man.
I mean, because if we know anything, we know that Jesus is the reason for the season. And he was brown.
One thing about me, you know, I'm watching my content.
You stay watching your content.
I'm on my streamers.
Which one's winning this week?
Okay, Apple TV has really come to claim the crown. Seriously,
Seriously.
Peacock I spend a lot of time on because of the Housewives. Oh. I know, it's shocking when people are like, you watch Peacock? If you're a Bravo fan and you don't have cable, which who has cable?
No one.
No, billionaires. Just for shits and giggles. Just to say they have it. Then you have Peacock. And so I spend a lot of time on Peacock because there's at least 3 housewives running at any given time. Mm-hmm. But Apple TV, they have 3 scripted shows running weekly right now that I'm tuned into with different, that are dropped on different days, which to have something to live for, on a Monday, on a Wednesday, and on a Friday.
Wow, you are living.
I am...
living a life.
I'm like, Apple TV, you didn't have to be this kind.
No, Apple TV has invested in their brand. They really have.
Okay, so before I get into the shows, which are The Morning Show, Pluribus, and Down Cemetery Road, Apple TV puts out a higher quantity of content than HBO. Mm-hmm. But not as high as a Netflix or any of the other streamers, really. And then maintains the quality of an HBO.
Absolutely.
I mean, there are some shows that really hit it out of the park. There are other ones that are certainly mid. I think HBO is only putting out 1 to 2 new shows every quarter, at least under the HBO brand. Mm-hmm. So truly everything that usually comes out is solid. Mm-hmm. Apple TV, though, for the quality is there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that just felt like a math equation.
No, I hear you. It makes sense that HBO is not putting out so much stuff because the quality is there. But Apple is doing quantity and quality.
Okay, and the number 1 show on Apple to date and has remained the number 1 show since its release is The Morning Show.
Okay.
And The Morning Show is something that I watched its original season and then clocked out of.
Okay.
It wasn't until this year that I took my time card and stamped it and got back into the fucking newsroom and have been manning the operating board ever since.
What is it about the show that you really, really like?
I think that having worked in a newsroom, it really feels authentic to me in terms of the inner fighting of what it is that we're covering, wanting to really be truthful. There's this amped up soapiness. I think Jennifer Aniston is such an underrated dramatic actress. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's Reese Witherspoon, Billy Crudup, who is so handsome.
Are you able, generally, among all actors or musicians, able to separate the art from the artist?
I think in varying degrees. Billy Crudup's crimes, I can't fault him for. He's a fine-ass man.
So, not to detour too much, I'm currently watching a show on Netflix starring Claire Danes, and I think she's a fine actress. We've talked about The Family Stone. She was so good in Temple Grandin. I have a hard time.
Well, most people who fuck with Claire Danes fuck with Homeland, but I never watched Homeland.
I never watched Homeland, but I know that it's considered one of the best shows of all time.
Yeah.
But I never had Showtime because I'm not a billionaire. But I have a hard time with Claire Danes and Billy Crudup because they had an affair when Billy Crudup had a pregnant girlfriend in Mary Louise Parker, and she was very pregnant. So not to detour, I watch their shit, and I do think Billy Crudup is hot, but it sticks in my craw.
Okay, Showtime showed that I did watch growing up that I was watching on pirated websites, Weeds with Mary Louise Parker.
So me and my husband were just talking about how we never watched Weeds.
The first season's incredible, and then it kind of goes off the deep end from there. It jumps the shark a little bit. But going back to The Morning Show, also the only thing about The Morning Show that I have a bone to pick with at this point is its intro. It is so long And it's all of these like colorful dots bumping, like bouncing around, and they're like yellow and blue and pink. And I was high watching it the other night, and I was like, oh my God, I know what this reminds me of. The morning show opening credits is like the candy, the paper candy with all of those dots on it. Do you remember that? Like, I don't know if you had this when you were a kid. They were like pink and yellow and blue dots on a piece of paper. And they were just like these little sugar balls.
No.
And when you would rip them off the paper, like the paper would get stuck to the sugar ball, and basically you're just eating the paper wrapper.
Paper covered sugar balls. No, I don't know about that.
Anyone who's out there listening who remembers those, I don't know what they're called, but like that was such a staple candy of my childhood. And although I skipped the morning show intro because I don't have 7 minutes of my life to waste on just a pure instrumental with dots bouncing around, it really brings me back to that candy. Okay, then the other two, one of which is Down Cemetery Road with Emma Thompson and Ruth Wilson, another Showtime lady from The Affair.
Yes! Love Ruth Wilson. Down.
Where do you know her from?
I think she's in Luther.
Oh, I don't know that.
The Idris Elba crime show. Like, you never watched Luther?
Mm-mm.
I'm pretty sure that Ruth Wilson is in that.
Okay, Down Cemetery Road, everyone needs to plug into this immediately. One, Emma Thompson has like a really great spiky haircut. Like,
love Emma Thompson.
She is looking better than ever.
She can do no wrong. Did you see her in that movie where she's a widow who's getting serviced by that hot Irish black man?
The Hulu one. I didn't watch that one, but I really liked Late Night with her playing the late night host with Mindy Kaling.
Yes.
And Mindy Kaling wrote that. Oh, she's just so delicious. There's also a moment from the Golden Globes where she's absolutely sloshed and she's like holding her like heels in her hand.
I remember that.
Just talking nonsense.
She just seems like a real person.
She is a real person.
Yes.
Okay, so this is like a crime drama where Ruth Wilson lives in like this artist community. They're in England and the bomb goes off.
Okay.
And basically it was of this family with this little girl, and this little girl that Ruth Wilson had previously become like enamored with or like was fascinated by because she kind of reminded her of herself. And the parents are deemed dead after the bombing.
Okay.
But then the little girl kind of goes missing.
Okay.
And then Ruth Wilson becomes obsessed with like her whereabouts. And from there, it just kind of goes off the deep end with Emma Thompson coming into the mix because she's a private investigator.
Okay.
And essentially like the police aren't taking Ruth Wilson's claims seriously. They're like, girl, don't get involved, which like the simplest answer in this whole dilemma is like, girl, don't get involved.
Yeah.
But she's onto something, and her being onto something puts this huge target on her back.
Okay, so it's like a thriller.
Yes.
Okay,
and then the other one is Pluribus with Ray Seahorn, who I had no familiarity with.
Yeah, I don't know if I know him.
Ray, woman.
I don't know you.
You don't know her. Mariah Carey, I don't know her. I mean, Mariah Carey, I don't know her. Ray Seahorn, who's from Better Call Saul, which I don't know the Breaking Bad universe like
Me
that.
neither.
That's another show I never got into.
When I got my breast implants explanted, I started Breaking Bad and I got through a few seasons, but like I never finished it.
I need at least one strong female protagonist. And
The
like,
wife.
I know, but isn't she kind of like down on her luck? Doesn't she have cancer?
She does, but she's a bad bitch.
Okay. And not to say somebody with cancer can't be a bad bitch, but like my understanding of it is that like she's kind of in the background. Like I didn't know that she was like really influencing the plot in any like meaningful way.
She does.
Way.
And she's
Okay.
like a boss bitch.
Okay. So maybe I can give Breaking Bad a real shot. But Pluribus with Ray Seahorn, the premise is the most miserable person on earth has to save the world from happiness. And
From happiness?
Yes. Okay, so wait, let me get to it. It's basically a Black Mirror episode that like is extended into an entire series, which is a virus infects most people on earth.
Okay.
And they basically start to like become one. Like everyone's functioning as you in unison.
Oh, that's the name Pluribus.
What does that mean?
Pluribus means, so our motto on our money is E pluribus
Pluribus unum.
unum. It's one from many. So pluribus is like plural, a plurality. Everyone is one.
And that's what this series is about. And basically, she is someone whose misery follows her post this event because she doesn't succumb to the virus. And she's like one of like 7 people on Earth. And like she goes and ends up trying to speak with the other people who weren't infected. And they're like, I don't see the problem here. Like everyone seems happy. Like they're catering to our every whim. Like the Earth has no crime. Like eventually like the lights go out in the city and she's like calling up this line that they tell her that they like the one they can like she can reach the one at because everyone's the one. And they're like, what's the problem? We're sorry that your lights turned off. We didn't mean to isolate like your electricity as well. She's like, but what, like the city horizon, nothing's on. And she was like, they're like, we don't need lights. Like there is no crime and we're saving energy.
Wait, so what genre is this?
It's like sci-fi, dystopian,
okay.
like dramedy. Okay. Because like the interesting thing is like, as a viewer, I think your initial thought is to like fall into her headspace where it's like, there's something wrong with this. Mm-hmm. But as it's gone on, I'm like, oh, like functioning as one means like taking care of the planet and taking care of one another and making sure everyone's needs are met and doing nothing more than that. They're not living for individualistic desires. Mm-hmm. And I don't know where it will go, but like there's, I think 3 episodes out now. And in a lot of ways, it's kind of like a one-woman show. Like she is the only person who's able to break out of this oneness. So she's the one carrying the entire plot.
That's really interesting. That's like a really interesting thought process, because I think that as leftists or progressives, like part of that sounds really attractive, like living as part of a collective and not trying to necessarily one up or be individuated or whatever. But yeah, that it also feels really creepy.
And everyone shares everyone's lived experience. So like I know everything about, if you're part of the one, if you're part of the collective, I know everything about Candace. You know everything about Bryan. If you know how to fly a plane, I know how to fly a plane. If you know how to give open heart surgery, I know how to give open heart surgery. Everyone shares every language. Everyone shares every skill. Everyone shares everything.
This is like socialism on 1,000. Mm-hmm. And it sounds really beneficial.
That's where the tension lies. Like should she not be a part of one because she can think for herself? Or is being part of one oneness?
Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to tap into that one. That one sounds good. I love the Apple universe, but the only dark show that I've watched, or even like thriller sci-fi, is Severance. And the one show that I've tapped into that's dark on Apple is Severance. And for me, I tapped out of that one for a while after it came out. Like I watched the first season and then like I just couldn't clock back in because it takes a toll. Like, you know what I mean? Like it takes a real toll.
I mean, every time I go into my work office, I'm like, this is Severance. Like the lighting alone, like I just can't deal with overhead lighting.
Yeah, the fluorescent
lighting. Oh my God. I'm just like, get me out of here.
And part of you would love to be able to put your brain on an elevator, send it up, and then at the end of the day, retrieve it so that your personal self and your work self could be separate, because work affects so much of your life.
I think wanting that is the problem. Like, I would never sign myself up for Severance because I realize in real life, like, I have some sense of desire for that, but in that lies the problem. Like, your work should bring you purpose, or should bring you, like, it shouldn't feel
like it's cannibalizing you.
Yes.
But I think that is a new age belief. I think that your job having purpose is a very recent belief system. Like, people forever just worked for survival, and then during the Industrial Revolution, they worked to earn money. They didn't work for purpose.
Well, in the great words of the musical Avenue Q, purpose It's that little thing that lights a fire under your ass.
So I cannot believe that I didn't tell you this as soon as you sat down. But my curse continues. Yesterday, when I picked up my daughter from school.
Another Showtime show, The Curse.
Never heard of it. When I picked up my daughter for school, it was pouring raining. And she's like, can we give my friend home a ride home from school? I'm like, of course. So I rarely go through the drive-through at school. I usually have her walk to me.
School pickup is the worst.
It's the worst. So
it's a circle of hell.
It is. So I generally don't drive into the circle.
Yeah.
You have to come to me.
My mom always had that game plan. She was like, walk across the street and we're zooming and zooting out of here.
Why get caught up in that line?
You want your after school snack in 5 minutes? We got a game plan how we're getting out of this mess.
Michelle is a smart woman. But it was pouring. So I had to go through the school pickup line. And there's two lines, the upper line and the lower line. The lower line's faster. So I said, come to the lower line.
This is how you know you live in California. You didn't give your kid an umbrella.
Well, they were coming from their dad's house.
Okay.
To be fair, every Monday, coming from their dad's house. So she said, Mom, can we give such and such a ride home? I said, of course. So such and such gets in my car. And for whatever reason, I'm like, such and such is in the car. Let's go. I roll over my daughter's foot.
No, you didn't tell me this.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Which is one reason I was so emotional last night when I was like, I'm going to kill myself.
Oh my gosh.
So I ran over her foot.
You mean unalive?
I do not subscribe to these innuendos, these euphemisms. But yeah, so I run over her foot. Her eyes become that emoji where it's like the tears are at the bottom.
No.
She goes, Mom, you're on my foot.
No.
I back up. She goes, go forward. And I'm like, Evie. I'm like screaming. And I like get off of her foot. She gets in and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like I'm tearing up. I'm like, I'm so sorry. She's like, it's okay. It's okay.
Does she have a broken foot?
She doesn't have a broken foot. And her fourth toe and her second toe started to bruise and swell.
Okay.
But she's able to like squinch her feet and she's able to walk fine. We even took the dogs on like a run in the sprinkling yesterday.
Did he even lose a toenail?
No. Oh my God. But she was like, her friend was in the car, so I was convinced that she was only saying she was okay because her friend was there. She's like, I'm okay. And then like, we went and got snacks. We went and got food, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, it's starting to hurt. Like, it's starting to hurt. We put ice on it. It's fine. But yeah, my curse continues. My husband's curse has become my curse.
You need to contact the Etsy witches.
I'm not buying no witches on
No,
Etsy.
you need to contact the Etsy witches. They will lift the curse.
How much is it?
I don't know, but this girl on TikTok, Jazz, she contacted the Etsy witches for her wedding to ensure like everything went right, that like it didn't rain, whatever. Everything that she paid them for like literally went her way.
Okay.
And then her Etsy witch became so inundated with requests that she had to shut down her Etsy shop because she was being a responsible witch. She's like, I have to recharge.
Yes.
I have to get to all of these, like, I have to cast all of these spells. Like, give me a minute.
Oh my God. Imagine that being your lot in life, is that you are responsible for the TikTok community's happiness and safety.
Insane.
No,
I will tell you, I did feel like a warlock though. This weekend it's soup season. It was raining all weekend, and I made homemade tomato soup. And my friend Carissa came over. I was doing like homemade tomato soup and grilled cheeses, and we were gonna watch a movie. And I like pulled out my immersion blender. Had never used it before. Anyway, I'm like, you know. And what I realized about tomato soup is it's basically just making like marinara tomato sauce.
Yeah.
Like, it's like once you're putting it all together, I was like, this is kind of weird because I feel like I'm just about to eat like basically what I could pour over pasta.
I mean, it's just by another name, really.
It's just like more liquidy.
Yeah.
But anyways, the fire alarm started to go off. And I was like, Carissa, like, you have to go deal with that because I'm immersion blending our soup.
Okay.
Like, there's only so many things I can do at once. And also, I'm like on the spectrum. So, like, any noise that like I haven't called upon myself, it is going to throw me into disarray. So I'm like,
yeah,
this like I am like truly malfunctioning at the soup. And like there's a lot going on. So she's like, I'm just going to take it off the wall. So she takes it off the wall and it's still beeping. It's still beeping. It's still beeping. It's screaming at us. And she's like, okay, it looks like I just need a tool to like dislodge something.
Okay.
And I'm like, my toolkit is over there. Like, go in the cupboard. She goes in the cupboard. She takes out the toolkit. She's like fiddling with it. It won't stop screeching. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then I go over to the wall in which she had taken it off of. It wasn't even like there were no wires. It's not actually hooked up to anything. It just simply has a battery in it. That's either dying or who knows what. Yeah. So now I'm like, oh, this is a fake fire alarm that my apartment set me up with. Like, I don't know how to turn it off. There was no like way to take out the batteries. So it's just going off. It's going off. It's going off. I'm like, if it's fake, I don't give a fuck what happens to it. Throw it out in the rain for all I care. And she's not taking me seriously. I'm like, take my keys, put it in my trunk. Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it for another second. She isn't taking my pleas seriously enough. I get the toolkit. I take out a pair of like pliers. I was like, give me that. I take the fire alarm out of her hand. I put it on the countertop. I take the pliers and I'm just hacking at it. Bloody murder. I'm like, I demolish it. I demolish it and she goes, you're really Italian.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Your alarm is not fake just because there's no wires.
Oh, really?
No.
Well, how would it alert the fire?
That's not the job of the fire alarm.
It's just to alert me.
Yes.
Well, that's what I thought about. And I was like, I'm willing to take my chances.
And the battery was definitely just dying.
Yes, but there was truly no way to open it. Like, we had two smart, capable people looking at it. And it was like...
Yeah, that's really, really
impossible.
Annoying.
That's
really annoying.
So that's why I was like, throw it in my trunk. Like, I'll figure it out another day. It just kept going off. I was like, no, like, this is done.
You know what? Maybe it wasn't the battery just dying. Because generally, if the battery is just dying, you get that thing that all Black people have happening in their house all the time where there's just the boop. Boop.
Why? Because they can't be bothered with it?
Yeah, I mean it's a online stereotype like that's really popular on Instagram and TikTok, where when a Black person is doing a video about like the difference between Black people and white people, instead of saying Black people, they will just insert that boop sound as the stand-in for Black people.
That's crazy. This is completely different, but I had to inform a white friend that like most people outside of white people don't use their dishwasher as a dishwasher. Like all of my Asian friends growing up use their dishwasher as storage.
Yeah. No, Black folks, we use it as a dishwasher. I am not washing a dish by hand if I don't have to.
Also, people who are like, my dishes don't come out clean. I'm like, clearly you're not using Cascade Platinum Plus because...
My dishes come out pristine.
Pristine. I think it's actually gross when someone hands me a dish that they wash because I know it's not as clean as what came out of my dishwasher.
Absolutely not. First of all, you don't have the heat.
That's what I'm saying.
Second of all, you're using what? A sponge? Yuck. Yeah, no, I love my dishwasher. And I love Cascade Platinum Plus. Sponsor us.
Please sponsor us. Also, okay, last thing I really want to share with you is I've been doing improv, and in my latest improv class, we like start off usually with an icebreaker. Fucking hate an icebreaker. Actually, turns out I don't love improv. It's 3 hours of my life every week. And most of the people in there are taking it very seriously. So God bless them. And thank you, UCB, for giving me yes and. But the exercise of the week to start off was like pass a face. And I thought that like the face that would be passed in this circle would be like... I don't know, like something everyone could do. The first face that was passed, and it's like, we're in this circle. I'm the third person and about to receive this face. This girl like does this thing with her eyebrows where like one goes up, one goes down, and like looked like a character actor. And she gives it to the guy next to her. He does it flawlessly. I'm like,
of course he does.
What? And then it comes to me, and I like look out to the other side of the circle, which is all of the remaining folk, and I like attempt to do this with my face. And whatever I produce is clearly so not what they just saw. And I'm like, and they're like, I can tell what's happening. I was like, I had to look out to all of them and immediately just go, I have too much Botox for that.
I knew you were going to say that.
I have too much Botox for that face. So I just go, and then that became the face because it was something that was truly equitable. Everyone was able to accomplish.
Oh, I love that. I love that you are the king of equity in the improv class. No one could, I can't do that. And I don't even have Botox. It's a muscle that I can't do.
No, I was like, true. Like when I saw it, I was like, no one will be able to do that. And when the second guy executed like as if it was a breeze, I was like, no. Please.
Oh my God. Okay, the last thing that I want to bring into this space is, I know it's not a popular time to be a Jewish person, but I, as a Jewish person, had a very good weekend.
Well, I should say it shouldn't not be a popular time to be a Jewish person. It's just there needs to be learnings that are happening on people who are being anti-Semitic and then people who are also Zionist.
Thank you. Please bring this into this space because I am very heavily online and I am very heavily in comments, and the uptick in anti-Semitism has been crazy. Like, it is okay to be anti-Zionist. It is not okay to be anti-Semitic. And it's really harmful when you see it from people who are supposedly leftist and progressive, because as a progressive person, you are supposed to not be racist against anyone, or you're not supposed to be anti a people of anyone. So to ride for a cause or to be against a cause is great. To be against a people is not okay. But anyway, as a Jewish person, I had a particularly good weekend because at the end of the week, last week, we found out that they tested some of Adolf Hitler's blood. Heard of him? And
Born on 420.
Born on 420. And the TLDR was, people always said Hitler had a Jewish grandparent. They found out he did not. So Jews winning, up one. But two, we found out that Hitler had a syndrome called Coleman syndrome. That means he had a micro penis.
Oh my God. This is, let us pants with consent of the American public, all of these billionaires, because I guarantee they all have micro penises. And this is their like Napoleon syndrome coming out.
Yes. And here's the thing.
Napoleon syndrome downstairs.
I want to be very clear. I do not want any hate directed towards people with Coleman syndrome. And I have a lot of sympathy for people who have a micro penis. And just because you have a micro penis doesn't mean you're going to become an evil dictator. But Coleman syndrome, I just want to let you know, the common side effects or the features that are associated with Coleman syndrome: micro penis and or undescended testicles. There's a famous song about Adolf Hitler that they used to sing during World War II about him having one ball. Well, he probably didn't have one ball, but he had undescended testicles. Cleft lip or palate, one kidney missing, hearing loss, color blindness, and short fingers or toes. So I just want to say, like, Hitler, we all know he was a bad man, but, and it causes infertility. So, he doesn't have any children.
Yes.
So this is probably why. But anyway, we all know that Hitler is a bad man, but he was like diagnosed with something that he absolutely fucking deserved. Like, I'm glad that Hitler was not out here throwing that hammer.